Welcome back to another episode of Hustle and Soul. This is now season number 2, and we're doing things very differently this time. Now it's, as you can see, it's daylight. The setup is a little bit different. We have an actual guest today. It's not just me and Arlene. Arlene's actually going to take lead with our special guest. And with the help of movie magic, we will introduce Arlene and her guest right now.
We're back. So I'm taking over Barry's seat today. Barry's just watching. And my friend Edna's here.
Hi. Nice to meet everyone. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be here. Thanks,
I'm excited too, of course. So we're doing things a little bit different this season. For season 2, we really want to bring the hustle to our show, and we want to bring more guests. And I chose Edna. Barry will have his own guests later at some point, but I chose Edna because she's a very inspiring person and she is a life coach. So I think your story is very inspiring. We both met at grad school. I'm a little nervous because I'm in like Barry's seat, so this is awkward for me. But we met in grad school.
Yes.
We'll talk about our story and how we met a little bit. But we met in grad school, and I think it was a little bit weird in the beginning. But me and you hit it off really good, really well once we started talking and getting to know each other. And like I said, your story is super inspiring. In the show, I do mention a lot how I'm super proud to be Latina. Both Barry and I are super proud to be Latinos. So to know other people who are really putting in the work and helping out the community is something that we wanted to highlight. So you're here now.
Yes.
So just tell us a little bit about you. And I'll kind of just like ask you questions and interrupt when I feel like I want to like get more out of you. So yeah. Kick it off.
Good, yes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for the intro, Arlene.
Yes.
But you said something. You said, I'm the inspirational girl. Look at you, girl. You're the inspiration right here. Mama making it big.
Thank you. We're trying. We're trying.
Trying and succeeding.
Thank you. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we can speak a little bit about how we met, like our goals, our grad school experience. I want to talk about a clip that I saw on your Instagram. You make sure you follow Edna. We'll leave her Instagram name right here. I want to talk a little bit about that because I would want people to watch that because I think that's like a highlight reel almost of your life.
Which
and
one?
Like your inspiration, the Vida, Loca.
Oh, okay.
The story you did on Instagram. It was really cool. And then we'll talk about what you're doing now and what your current goals are and how you hope to like pave the way for other people through your current career.
Yeah, thanks. Arlene.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here. I'm really excited to share my story. Something that you said that really stood out is being part of the Latino culture community is really important just because I think we have to empower ourselves, empower more Latinos and give them more resources for other things. So to start,
yes,
talk a little bit about my story. I grew up in South Central. Okay,
Hey.
there you go. Hello. I grew up in South Central,
Yes.
in a very machista culture.
Mm-hmm.
And for those people who, I don't know, should I explain machista?
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
You
so
can. I'm sure a lot of people will probably already know, but let's explain it to them in case there are any people that don't know what that is.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So basically, machista culture is where the man is the dominant. He's exactly. He's like the ruler, and I know the girls are treated like second-class citizens, and it's very unfortunate. But that's how I was treated. I was treated like garbage. My dad treated me like crap. It was very more like. Education was not something big for him, at least for me. With my sister, yes, but for me, it was just very different. I had a very traditional upbringing, very traditional in the sense that I was told what to do, how to behave, how to act, and I think that really manifested itself into me becoming this angry adult.
Okay.
And a lot of people didn't know that about me. A lot of people didn't know that I was deep down hurting because outside I portrayed myself as this cool
Happy.
girl.
Yeah.
Like most people do. Like most people go out in the real world and say, hey, I'm this person, I'm that, but
go home at cry at the end of the
there
day.
you go. Eat a whole tub of ice cream at night. That was me. So, I just grew up in a very male dominant world, and I didn't like that from the beginning. I knew that that's not my world. I don't want to be part of that. I want to be different. I want to use my voice to speak for women.
Yeah, good. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about how we met. Ooh. We went to graduate school. We both were in the same program, and this kind of ties back to your story, I think, and why we clicked so well. So when I started our grad school program, I was the freaking outsider, like straight up. I think we all knew this. I came into the program late. First of all, I think everybody was laughing at me because I literally started school a week later than everybody else. So I was kind of the outsider. I didn't really fit in. Like we were all the same. We were all like Latinos in graduate school for the most part. But I was kind of like the outcast because I was a week late, so I didn't know anyone. And I feel like a lot of people from the program already knew each other. So everyone was like super tight and like not cliquey, but everybody just had like their people. And I used to not like really talk. I was a little shy. And I am still like a little shy with like, depends like who I'm with, all that stuff. And so for like, I would say like a few weeks, like it was just like me doing my own thing. And then naturally, because we had projects and mine was about sports, I got to be classmate or in a group with all the boys, which like always happens to me. And I only talked to the boys, and then there was like a bunch of girls in our cohort, and I just like never talked to anybody else. And then after a while, I think another project came up, and I think I had missed class or like something happened, and there was an open spot with a group, and it happened to be your group. And Edna was super opening, super welcoming to me.
So were you.
I had no choice. She was super welcoming, and I think even from just speaking in the classroom, like the things you said, like always resonated, or like we kind of would always like hype each other up like in the classroom. And then me and you just clicked, and we started talking, hanging out more. Like I remember we exchanged numbers. And I feel like you and I have a very similar yet different upbringing, or just like the way we think. And yeah, so we really click. You grew up in a traditional household. I didn't. But even then, like some of our values and some of the things that we vocalize are very similar. So I wanted to tie back one of the videos that you posted on Instagram. It's called Vida, Loca. And I found it super interesting because when we look at you, or when people look at you, the automatic assumption is what? Off your physical appearance. And you talk about this in the video.
Well, usually people tell me that I'm really dumb, or they'll assume that I'm dumb, or they'll think I'm a chola, or they'll think that I'm just trash or something.
Not trash. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw you for the first time, I thought that too. Like, oh, this girl's a chola. Like, check her out.
That's
She's
so
in grad school. Like, get in.
You know, when the first time I saw you, I remember we were all in a seminar, we were in a circle, and you walked in, and I was like, God damn, that girl's gorgeous.
Oh,
yeah, I was like,
thank you. I walked in with my Kobe.
I think I have a crush on her. Yeah, but yeah, like we were saying, yeah, we all kind of just grew a cool bond. We grew into a family.
Yeah, we grew into a family, and getting to know you better, I started realizing like, holy fuck, this girl's smart as fuck. So I wanted to tie that back to your video. And in that video, you explained that people judge you based on your appearance, that you went to school and people would question you about how you got better grades than everybody else without knowing you, just on like what you look like. And I think that's very important because I went to public school. You went to private school, right? But being in public school, I feel like that happens a lot. And I feel like a lot of people, a lot of kids, a lot of Latinos, a lot of people of color in schools automatically like dumb themselves down. And that causes them not to try, or not to pursue what their dreams are, or want to be better people. So I want you to tell us a little bit about your story, how people kind of were condescending to you, how you overcame that, and how that's like inspired you to do what you're doing now.
Totally. Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Arlene, I really appreciate that. So since I was little, I faced a lot of racism from my teachers, believe it or not, and I already felt bad from them. And then my dad, I would come home and there was a lot of like, oh, you're not smart, you're not dumb. I mean, you're not smart, so you're not going to succeed. So that carried on to, that actually hurt my self-esteem a lot.
Yeah.
And then when I went to high school, it was very different. Like you said, I went to the private school,
Mm-hmm.
and that really like shook me, because that type of education is very, very intense.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt I didn't feel really, yes and no, judged there, but
Yeah.
it was more like you said, girls didn't dumb themselves down in that school where you were saying that girls would dumb themselves down in private schools. No, it was very competitive, but in a way that challenged you to always think outside the box.
Yeah.
So that's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
But then when I went to college, I started noticing it was actually a lot of Hispanic people judging me too, and judging my appearance and thinking that I'm really dumb. It got to a point where I was telling myself, who cares about what other people think? You got to do you for you, girl.
Yeah.
So I really live off that model, like do you for you. And what does that mean is don't do something to impress X, Y, and Z person. Do something that will help you feel good about you. Just doing stuff that was challenging or was so scared. And that's what the thing that holds a lot of people back is that fear. Like for me, it was that fear of people perceiving me as unintelligent, not smart. So you just get over that shit and go like, okay, how can I prevail? How can I keep pushing through? How can I get better and be better? Yeah. And that's what I taught myself at a young age. Okay, you can't be like this. You have to be different. You have to think outside the box. If you don't know how to do it here, what can you do about it? Don't feel sorry for yourself.
I feel like in our community, mental health is kind of like a taboo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not taken seriously. And I feel like some people can't do that. Some people can't like prevail and like move forward and just do whatever the hell that they want to do. They let whatever people tell them or like their self-doubt get to them and not allow themselves to achieve whatever their goals are.
Can I pause you right there?
Yeah.
It's not that they can't, it's they won't and they don't want to. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Their unwillingness to open up and just try something new and just go
and
fuck
different.
Let me just throw myself in there.
And like from your experience, like obviously you've been through like a rough upbringing in the way that you were treated. So from your experience, how has that helped you, and you think that can apply to other people?
When you're having struggles with your mental health and you don't really know what to do with it, you either, how do I say it? Like you just...
You spiral down, you have a downfall instead of like moving up and being better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you decide to tell yourself, okay, I think something's off. Something's not right. I feel that I need that extra help. And you make yourself that priority and say, okay, I'm going to seek help. A lot of the times I notice that a lot of people don't seek help. And the people who do not seek help end up just becoming this angry version of themselves, or like this worst version of themselves. I did. I definitely came from a family, like I said, very traditional, and then I got into a lot of toxic relationships, and they got from bad to worse, and I felt like I needed help, but there was no one I can talk to. Like there was all these issues I was going through, and these changes in my bodies, and I wanted someone to. And I know I couldn't talk to my parents, you know.
Yeah.
I feel
Why do you think you couldn't talk to your parents?
Because they're
I think how we all feel.
I think we all feel like we can't talk to a parent. Well, a lot of people can't talk to their parents or feel like they can't. Well, really quick, I'm in life coaching. They tell us like not to use the word can't. So that's why I'm
okay.
having, like,
Sorry.
So,
go ahead.
No,
they don't. Why don't they talk to your parents?
Okay. Because they feel judged, or they feel that they will get in trouble, ridiculed for saying
I feel that a lot. And I feel like with us too, I think we come from immigrant families. So when you have parents that are immigrants and they came here, they obviously sacrificed a lot. They've been through a lot. Their experiences are pretty real, raw, grimy. And I get that feeling too, where even if, for me, it was always like I can't speak up or I can't complain because whatever I'm going through in life, it's probably nowhere near like what my parents have gone through. So it's always that like, you don't have it that bad, or like that's stupid. Like why are you sad over that? Like just get over it.
Yeah. So they trivialize your experience. They make it seem like it's not significant, but when in reality, that's the thing that's really the thing you need help with the most. You know? So I definitely think that mental health is something that should be more prevalent in the Latino community, not only there, and in low-income communities too as
definitely.
Well. And you were talking about immigration and immigrants and how they have these expectations for us, you know, the millennials. our family or the immediate people we grow up with, that's called our tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Our tribe is, they teach us what to think, what to value, what to believe in, what's important. And when you think outside of that realm, they judge you.
Yeah.
They tell you, no, you're thinking outside of the tribe, so that's not right. And you get punished for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why you see like a lot of people rebelling.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people rebelling, and their tribes get angry at them. And that's what I did. I know that my family was going to be very disappointed in me by deciding to say fuck it and do my own thing. And just learn my own ways of life.
Yeah. So how does your family feel about that now?
I don't really have a relationship with my family, believe it or not. And that's okay because a lot of people feel pressured, and I feel like a lot of Latino people feel pressured to just always be in that tribe. You have to take care of family before anything. If your family is toxic, if your family members are bringing you down,
cut them out.
Cut that shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay. In the beginning, it's hard. It's if they're just bringing toxicity, like I keep saying, to your life, it's not good. Can I give you an example?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Being very honest and vulnerable in this conversation. I definitely don't see me having a relationship with my father in the future. He's just not someone he's just the man. And it's okay to see him that way.
Your story is very inspiring. You've been through a lot of shit, like straight up. We know that. You've told me your own personal stories, and it's ranged from like a variety of things, whether it's like
getting almost arrested.
No, and what I like about you specifically too is I remember you once told me that we both were teaching assistants at Cal State LA, and we taught a communications class. So if you're old students, comment below. And one thing I liked about you is that you always put things in like real life scenarios. And we taught at Cal State LA, which is a Latino dominant, should we say Latinx? Yeah. Okay, Latinx dominant community. Yeah. And these kids have gone through shit. And like a majority of them like don't know why they're in school, don't know what they're doing with their life, have gone through a lot of shit similar that you've gone through, that I've gone through. So it was really cool to be a Latina graduate student who taught other people like us in class. And I remember we always did this thing where when we wrapped up the class, the final class, we tried to do like something inspiring or something cool or something motivating. So I remember you told me that, and your students fucking loved you. Your students, I love my students. I love them. Your students loved you. And I remember that you told them in your last class, you told them your whole life story.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to share that now, but if you want to share like a recap of that would be pretty cool. But you told them your life story, and I remember you saying that they were so touched by you. Like students cried, like students came up to you and thank you for sharing that because they had similar experiences as you.
Okay, so it's a crazy story. So here we go. It's actually one I haven't talked about it in public. I just share it with my students. So this is a very personal story. Yeah. So I, at that age, at that state of mind, didn't know how to deal with my problems.
What age? I
want to say 21, I think, or 20, around that age.
I was doing crazy stuff at 20.
Who wasn't? So at that age, I was just going through a lot of stuff. I had a lot of issues, and I had so much anger, frustration, and I didn't know what to do. So I developed this habit of smoking weed, but a lot of it. Okay. One night, my friend called me over and said, hey, do you want to drink with me? And at that point, I was just, yeah, whatever. We ended up buying beer and driving to my house. We went to my house, and I told her, hey, let's smoke some weed. No one's home. I thought no one was in my house. So we went into my closet. I locked the room. We were in my closet and we started smoking, and then my ass had to pee. I had to pee so bad, but I really thought no one was home. Yeah. So I went to go pee, and this was around like 11 p.m. at night. Went to go pee, and I come back, and I'm using the restroom. All of a sudden, I hear my sister open and close the door walking, and she opens my door to my room, and she says, Edna, what the fuck? What the fuck?
And your sister's more like conservative.
Yes.
Okay.
We're polar opposites. Mm-hmm. She is super anti all that. And I didn't know what to label.
I know. I get it. We get it.
She, she blew up, and I was in the bathroom, and I knew it was going to get bad. Mm-hmm. So I got out of the bathroom, and I was like, calm down, please. Like, calm down. Let's just figure this out. And she didn't know how to react, so she just went full-blown monster on me. Mm-hmm. Crazy. She started screaming. My mom got involved. Everyone started getting involved. And I was just, at that point, it got so chaotic. Like, they just started beating me. Mm-hmm. My mom and my sister, they were hitting me. Physically hitting me. Mm-hmm. And my friend was in the closet. And I felt so bad for her. I was like, my God, I'm so sorry. You're witnessing the reality of my family. This is how my family is.
Yeah.
And she booked it. And I saw her book it. So I tried to run for it too. But then,
away from your family.
Away from my family. Yeah. So I was running. And then my sister grabbed my hoodie and pulled me back. And she's like, oh, no, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So they were just going crazy. My whole room was destroyed. Everything was destroyed. God. And my mom called my dad. You better get home. Your daughter's a piece of shit. You should see what she's doing. She's worthless. Yeah. And my dad got home, and sure enough, he went crazy.
Yeah. And I think like Latinos have this thing of like hitting is like the solution to life for some reason. Where it's like, I'm gonna like spank you, and suddenly you're gonna be better, or like you're just gonna get over it, or you're just not gonna act this way anymore. But it's like, don't you think that would cause more anger
you would
in my life, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know why they have this idea that hitting a child would just automatically make this child perfect, or fix the situation, or like make them scared of not doing it again. But it's like, wouldn't you think that I'm going to rebel more if you do this? Yeah. So their logic was to instill fear. That's why. And so my dad got crazy with me, but my brother was able to calm him down. And I saw an opportunity to run back to my room. So I ran back to my room. I locked the door, and I was panicking. I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? And my brother, I remember just him saying, Edna, he has a crowbar. And he grabbed the crowbar.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And so you can imagine how I was panicked. I was panicked that night. So he grabbed the crowbar, and he just tried to open the door forcefully. So I had to think on the spot. So what I did, I busted a window. I busted my window and just jumped out. And I jumped over a fence, and I ran, and I kept running for my life. And I ran, and I remember crawling underneath a car, and I remember hearing a truck, and I thought it was my truck, because at that time I drove a truck, and I could hear the engine. And I just heard, Edna, it's okay. We got you. No worries. So I didn't think anything of it. So I just jumped I jumped out of the car and ran into the car. And I was like, drive. And I didn't see who it was. And it was actually my perverted neighbors.
Oh, no.
And then I just remember one of them, he was an old man, telling me like, calm down, it'll be okay. And then he started like groping me, and I just remember going like, this situation's bad, I don't feel right. So I was like, pull over, and he
like,
wouldn't pull over. Yeah, I was already panicked, and then this guy does that to me. And so I grabbed the wheel, and I pulled it over for him, and I kicked the door, and I kept running, and I went into a house, and at that time the person I was dating's friend lived there, so I remember that. So I went into that house,
and this is just you running like in the block, like
crazy, by my house. I was it was just crazy. At this point, it was in the middle of the night, and I was just running, and I went inside this house, and I was like, please help me, like I don't know what's going on, this and that. And I calmed down, and then he said my sister was at the door.
Oh, God.
And I was like, oh, shit. And my sister and I just said, what is it? What do you want? And she's like, the police they're right there. And they're,
oh, my God.
They're like looking for you, because what happened, what I forgot to mention is, prior to me going under the car, I went to another neighbor's, and I was knocking, please open, please help me. But obviously they didn't. late at night, here's a teenage girl or like a girl running around crazy. I'm sure they didn't want to get in trouble, so I don't blame them for closing the door on my face. But they closed the door on my face. And it's okay. And then, the police was there, and nothing came about it. My sister just said, you have to walk a straight line and walk right past them like nothing happened. And that's what I did. I walked right past the police with no shoes, one sock, broken sweater, with bruises, and I just walked straight. And I was really upset at that time. I was really upset with my sister because I was like, "You put me in this situation.
You're supposed to have my back."
Yeah, I blamed her, and that's not correct because it was my fault. I should have fixed my act. Now I know better. Now I know better. But that was just one part of that night. That night got even crazier, but that's for another day. That's like part 2. But that was just the beginning of just seeing that this can't be my life. This cannot be my life. I cannot live like this. This is unhealthy. This is so toxic. But nothing changed. Nothing came about it because I didn't seek help. I didn't want help because I was too prideful. Like, this is whatever. This is normal for me. This
is my lifestyle.
This is my life. Whatever. But that's not normal.
So to recap, your early 20s were a bit messy.
Ooh, messy's not the correct words.
You weren't too happy. You were probably going through self issues that you were using specific things as an outlet. Which caused your family environment to not work out. And there are other things that you've gone through that you've learned from now that you reflect and have overcome those things. And that has inspired you to be a life coach. So tell us how you got yourself out of that bubble, and tell us about your life coaching experience and what you hope to do with that.
So basically, I just kept getting into bad relationships one after the other. Not only romantic relationship, friendship wise as well. It was getting pretty bad, and it was just one after the other, but each kept getting progressively worse until the last one. The last one was like I said, the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the worst or hardest relationship I went through. There was a lot of trauma there, and I told myself, this is it. After this one, this is a relationship. You cannot do this to yourself.
And when you say like the toxic relationships, bad relationships, like, don't tell us everything, but like give us examples of like what that means. Like, is it like,
I would like to give you a metaphor.
Okay, go for it.
If this metaphor,
because like I said, everybody has a different definition of what that may be, but go ahead.
The person I used to date was right here, and he would grab a piece of trash and throw it on the floor and say, "Eat it." Not that he ever did. Any of.
But that was
like the metaphor.
The
metaphor.
Oh, no.
Okay. That's how I was, and I was always trying to please people. I was always trying to put their needs, their wants before mine, and that just crushed me. And there were a lot of moments where they would lie to my face, and I knew it. But I didn't care for myself. So
because you just wanted those people in your life.
That's what it is. I thought so low of myself that I just told myself, this is how you deserve to be treated. This is the best you're gonna get, so don't fuck it up. I kept telling myself that.
But that also probably stemmed from the home stuff, right? And like constantly being reminded of those things.
And you know what's funny? We always tell ourselves we're not going to be like our parents,
and then you end up in the same. I know.
And I was telling you about the tribe. It's like your tribe. So that was when I all that happened, and I really met Charles, and Charles,
he's right here. Partner. You can see him the other way, working on his homework.
Flipping the book.
Right there.
Charles did he came into my life and completely shook me. And it wasn't easy because when you grow up with those values, with those machista values, it's so instilled in your brain. So it's not like, okay, overnight, that's it, I'm cured. Hell no, it doesn't work like that. You got to be patient, practice, and want to be better to be better. So Charles really helped me see myself for who I am and told myself, girl, you got to respect yourself. He told me like that. He was him. He was the one who told me like,
we
girl.
love that.
Yeah.
Don't settle for anything less than a Charles.
Yes. That's it right
or
there.
Or Barry.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's true because you see different. I see the world differently now.
Good, yeah, as you should.
Yes. Yeah. Now you got me fucked up. If any motherfuckers can do that to me, just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just what happened was that was just it for me in terms of toxic everything. Toxic people, friends, family members. I was like, I need a change. I need to be different. So that's what life coaching does. It's life coaching helps people who are stuck or who feel like they don't know what to do. Why are things unfolding the way they are? And I learned a lot about myself.
Good.
And life coaching gives you that slap in the face you need to go, oh shit, this is who I am. And it's hard for a lot of people. And it was hard for me in the beginning too, because you're fighting with your ego.
Yourself.
Yeah. You're looking at yourself and you think you're this way, but in reality, no.
Yeah, no, that happens to me a lot. And now as a mom, I'm like, I know what I want to be. And then I have like my bad days and like my bad moments. And I'm like, this isn't where I want to be. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm like downgrading then instead of getting myself better. But that's really, really cool. What are some, like, when I think of life coaching, it sounds a lot like therapy. And I haven't been to therapy, so I don't fully know what that's like. But I have an idea of what it's like. So is it like therapy or is it more of like, because like therapy, I feel like you talk about your problems and they kind of guide you through, I assume, I don't know. They guide you through those problems and helping you work those things out. But is life coaching like that? Or I literally picture like a hype person, like you're a bad bitch, you're gonna have a great day, but I don't know, I have no idea. Like, that's tell us what it's like. So
it's very, very different from therapy. I'm totally for therapy. It's just different because therapy looks at your past traumas, your past emotional experience, whereas life coaching looks at now what actions you can do now to change your life. So it looks more at the present. And for life coaching, it's not like someone, okay, you're gonna be a badass, or give them affirmations. What happens is the coach and the client have like a 45 to an hour in-depth and very insightful conversation about the client's life goals, their ambitions, their values and beliefs. Because sometimes we think we value this, sometimes we think we believe this. In reality,
we're not acting like it.
Completely different. Think about me as an example. When I used to be me in my early 20s, I thought I was strong, confident girl. But then
I thought so too, and then I had a baby, and I'm like,
oh my gosh,
I'm a mess. I'm a mess.
No, don't say that early. Don't say that. You're a good mom. You're a great mama.
Thank you.
Yeah, but think about it. A lot of us think we are this way, and it takes. And this is what I've learned along the way too. A lot of people think I can, like, I don't need this. This is just dumb. But if you're struggling, if you're still getting the same results you've been getting, or you're still dealing with the same drama,
need to do something different.
Do something different. Those are low risk problems that get you nowhere, nowhere in life. You need those high risk problems, like Barry. Think of Barry. Like Barry threw himself out there and just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do my business, and look, now it's blooming even more. There you go.
No, I love that. No, that's super, super cool. And we're gonna start wrapping this up. But when I think of Edna, and when like I hear of Edna being a life coach, I always think about like, this is the perfect person, and this is like the person that we need as a life coach. So I'm very, very proud of you. And with that, like I said in the beginning, please follow Edna. She's a badass. She's really cool, very genuine person that you just want to talk to and be around.
You too.
Even when Barry met you, like, he felt the same way. So we just had to bring you on, and you're our first guest. Like, that's super cool. But it's so crazy because I don't want to say you're my resource because you're my friend, but like, with being my friend, like, you're super resourceful. I always reach out to you. I always ask you questions. Like, I've asked you things about like your personal life, like advice, like therapy, and you do that with me too. But it's so crazy because, like I said, when I think of you, I think of like the perfect life coach, and like as as someone who people need in their life. And like I always think about like when my dad was sick, and when my dad was sick, you were there for me a lot. Like I'll never forget. Oh my God, I'm getting sad.
That's okay.
I need a life coach.
That's okay. That's
oh my God. Okay.
That's okay. Give yourself a second.
I hate being a mom.
No. It's okay, Arlene.
Why am I crying?
You know, sometimes we laugh while we cry because we're not sure what emotion, how to feel our emotions.
All of them.
Yeah, it's okay to cry.
You bought my dad a coloring book and pencils because he was at home. And that was very nice, and like a form of like you thinking of like somebody else and like therapy and stuff. And I even tell like when I think of people in my life that have problems, I always think of you, right? And I tell you that like you need to talk to my cousin, or like I would want you to talk to this person because I feel like you're just like such a positive person, is what I was trying to get at, and not cry. But I cried. But with that, we are doing a giveaway, and I'll let you explain the giveaway because you will do a way better job than I will.
No.
We are doing a giveaway, so Edna, take it away and explain what the giveaway is.
Thanks, Arlene.
Yeah.
And I think that I want to give back to the community, give back to people, give back, because that's my purpose in life. My purpose in life isn't to work a 9-to-5 job. My purpose is to give to the people who helped me, who helped others.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah. So I'm going to give 2 scholarships. Yeah, it's for life coaching. For life coaching for 3 sessions.
Okay.
So each person, I'm going to pick 2 people. And they're going to get 3 sessions each. And these conversations are going to be 45 to an hour long. And they decide whether they want to call me or they want to do via Skype, FaceTime. And we just look at their life and what they want to achieve.
I'm about to enter this giveaway because clearly I need it.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. But I do want it to be, I want people to enter who really want change, who really are serious and dedicated. Like, I don't want to live like this anymore, or I feel like I need a new beginning. I need to be different. Yeah, those are the people who should really who will benefit greatly. From
or people that are going through stuff, right? Yes. People that are going through like a major life change. I think we're all going through stuff right now with COVID and like this complete different life change that nobody's used to. So that's really cool. So we're doing this giveaway. When I think of Edna, I'm super hyping her up, but like I truly believe this, and I would not hype someone up when I didn't believe in them or like truly look up to them. So when I think of Edna, I think of the word chingona. To enter the giveaway, please comment below the word chingona. Subscribe to... Barry always does this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. Subscribe to our channel. Follow Edna, and then comment the word chingona below to enter the giveaway, and we'll announce the winner on the next episode.
Yay!
Yay! So this wraps up our first guest. Barry, come here. Come. Join us. Say hi. Say hi to the people. We know you miss Barry. I'm a little bit more fun. Woo! Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you
for joining us.
Thank you.
By the way, we were super safe. We both had COVID tests, so do not even come for us. We'll announce the giveaway soon, and follow Edna, the baddest bee out there.
Right back at you. Right back at you.